the young and the restless spoilers shock. Phyllis Summers had always been a master at strategy, and this time everything was falling into place just as she had envisioned. After months of maneuvering, she had earned Billy Abbott's trust and secured the position of Chief Operating Officer at Chancellor Abbott, a role that gave her significant influence over the company. Under her guidance, Billy's business was beginning to show signs of improvement, and her meticulous efforts to restore the firm's former glory were paying off. Phyllis had always been determined, but this time, she was laser-focused. She wasn't just proving herself to Billy, she was proving to everyone that she had the capabilities to succeed in this role, despite the skeptics. However, one formidable obstacle stood in her path: Jill Abbott. As the matriarch of the Abbott family and the force behind Chancellor Industries, Jill wielded significant power. Though she had been absent from the business world for months due to health issues, her return was inevitable, and Phyllis knew Jill could easily disrupt her plans. Jill had been out of contact with Billy for quite some time, and that gap had left room for Phyllis to make her moves. Yet, Phyllis understood that once Jill returned, she would scrutinize everything under her leadership, and things could unravel quickly if she didn't secure Jill's trust. But Phyllis, ever the chess master, had already devised a plan to win Jill over. In the midst of all this, there was Lily Winters. Lily had always played the victim, at least in Phyllis's eyes, while subtly causing havoc around her. In fact, Phyllis believed that Lily was the very reason Billy had descended into such chaos in the past. While Lily publicly appeared as someone who had been hurt, always portraying herself as the one wronged in various situations, Phyllis knew better. Lily had manipulated people and situations to her advantage, and it had worked for a while. But Phyllis was determined to expose Lily for what she truly was, a destructive force who had made Billy's life harder, not better. Phyllis had spent weeks meticulously gathering evidence against Lily. It wasn't enough to simply paint Lily in a bad light. Phyllis needed cold, hard facts to convince someone as discerning as Jill. She combed through every detail of Chancellor Abbott's business dealings and Billy's personal struggles, and with each piece of the puzzle, she found more and more evidence of Lily's destructive behavior. From bad business decisions to subtle manipulations in her personal life, Phyllis uncovered it all. Her goal was not just to oust Lily from any influence she had, but to make sure Jill understood that Billy had suffered largely because of her. When Jill finally returned, she was eager to reclaim her position and authority. Phyllis wasted no time in approaching her, knowing that first impressions were key. In a private meeting, Phyllis presented all the evidence she had collected about Lily's actions. She laid it all out methodically, showing how Lily had undermined Billy, played the victim, and essentially pushed him to his lowest point. Phyllis explained how Lily's actions had damaged not only Billy's personal life, but the company's performance as well. Jill, who had always had a soft spot for Lily, was initially skeptical. She didn't want to believe that someone she had trusted could be so destructive. But as Phyllis continued to present document after document, detailing Lily's manipulations, Jill's skepticism began to wane. Phyllis had anticipated this reaction and had prepared for it. She knew that Jill's loyalty to Lily was rooted in their past, but Phyllis was betting that the cold, hard evidence would outweigh any personal sentiments. As Jill reviewed the evidence, her expression shifted from doubt to anger. She couldn't believe that she had trusted someone like Lily, someone who had clearly taken advantage of her trust and Billy's vulnerabilities. Jill felt betrayed. Phyllis, ever the opportunist, knew the timing was right and pressed on, telling Jill that if she wanted to truly help Billy and Chancellor Abbott, she needed to cut ties with Lily immediately. The moment was decisive. Jill, now seething with anger, realized she had been backing the wrong person all along. Lily, who had once been a rising star in Chancellor Abbott, was now nothing more than a liability. Jill was determined to set things right, and that meant one thing: Lily would have to face the consequences of her actions. Phyllis had not only exposed Lily but had also positioned herself as the trustworthy, reliable leader that Billy, and now Jill, could rely on. With Lily's downfall imminent, Jill turned to Phyllis with a newfound sense of respect. She saw Phyllis not just as Billy's ally but as someone who had Chancellor Abbott's best interests at heart. Jill's trust in Phyllis was solidified, and she agreed to support Phyllis in her role as COO.